Welcome to AGORACOM Small Cap Epicenter on AGORACOM TV, a daily fast-paced edgy show bringing the best press release out of the small cap space every morning at the open so you can hopefully profit from them and maybe find your next great small cap investment. It's Tuesday, July the 19th. Again, you'd expect to be a slow news cycle day, but we've got even more concerning news out of Europe with a potential Greek default. It's a temporary default. I'm not even sure what that means. The U.S. still hasn't resolved its debt ceiling issues. Congress is going to pass, the Republican-powered Congress is going to pass a bill today, but the President of the United States, Barack Obama, said he's going to veto that unconditionally, so we need to get something done. Nonetheless, markets are green. Sometimes I can't figure it out. There's a lot of optimism, and that's good for all of us. I've got 4 stories for you today. Let me start you off first with Extreme Biodiesel. Trades on the OTC under the stock symbol BRKM. This isn't a AGORACOM client. Got to disclose that. We don't talk about AGORACOM clients unless the news stands on its own 2 feet. And today, Extreme Biodiesel announced that they've received approval for the Renewable Fuel Standard Credit. I'll talk about that in a second. That's the RIN. This is an EPA Renewable Fuel Standard and the California Low Carbon Standard registrations. They're going to have both. The RINs and the LCFS credits are sold in the market for $1.86 per RIN and 10 cents per LCS per gallon of biodiesel produced and sold to end users. That's a great credit at the end of the day. The company says that creates additional cash flow and potential profitability for Extreme Biodiesel. They've also entered an agreement to produce 125,000 gallons of biodiesel for Carbon Solutions Group, who's actually the sponsor of these tax credit programs, at a discounted rate. Putting into a little bit of perspective, CEO Rick Carter said this is a significant milestone for the company and will benefit the bottom line. You've got to like that. I think this is a growth industry. Assume I'm horribly conflicted, but biodiesel going forward is going to be a great place to be. A little bit about this Renewable Fuel Standard Credit. It's a renewable fuel credit, naturally. A serial number is assigned to each gallon of renewable fuel as it is introduced into the U.S. economy, which is great. It was created by the Environmental Protection Agency, that's the EPA that most of us know it for, to track America's progress towards reaching the energy independent goals established by the U.S. Congress. So there's a serious program, and the fact that Extreme Biodiesel has been approved for it, I think speaks volumes about their quality controls and their operations, that they're able to participate and be approved for such a program. I think that's great. If you don't know about the company, they're fully licensed and permitted biodiesel producer in California. They've been operating since January 2008, producing biodiesel fuel. They're also manufacturing personal biodiesel processors, and they recently added a restaurant brown grease and recycling service. So they're grabbing the fats, oils, and greases, and they're extracting them from the restaurants and actually generating revenue off those when they're disposing of them. Closed yesterday 8 cents, market cap $8 million, but you got to do your own due diligence. I can't say much more about the company than that, but I like the news. Next up, UNR Holdings, OTC UNRH. This is a housing and commercial construction company. They also provide infrastructure construction services for the government as well as the oil and gas industry in Russia. Today they announced that year to date they've signed multiple contracts with Gazprom subsidiaries. We all know who Gazprom is, or you should know if you're in the energy resources space. One of Russia's largest gas producer. The contracts are totaling about $8.7 million US, and so far they've realized about $7.1 million of that revenue on their books. Always a great sign when you got a small cap company that's able to do business with large caps. I think that always bodes well for at least how good the company is at getting the job done. The project that they're working on, I'm going to call it the SHV because it is a massive Russian name. It's part of the Russian Federation budget. It's been undertaken by Gazprom, probably the only guys that can handle it. It consists of laying out a gas pipeline about 2,000 kilometers long. Total cost about $24 billion to be completed by 2012. And the fact I think that UNR Holdings is part of that is a great piece of news. They closed yesterday at $2.10. Pretty tight trading range, $2.39 on the high and $1.60 on the 52-week low over the years. And today they're remaining steady there at $2.10. Switching over to Canada, you got Lydian International, trades on the big board TSX on the stock symbol LYD. These are their words. They're saying that they released robust drill results ahead of a preliminary economic assessment. That probably makes me a little more curious than the drill results. Waiting for that PEA to come out is great. This relates to the project in Romania. Here are the highlights. 69 meters at 1 gram per ton from surface, 55 meters, 1.6 grams per ton, and 55 meters at 1.1 grams per ton, and that's all gold. The project currently hosts a CIM-compliant combined indicated and inferred category resource of 2.5 million ounces of gold at 1 gram per ton of gold. Looks like 1.1 million ounces is indicated, 1.4 is in the inferred category. Go take a look at those highlights. I like this press release. Closed just at 284, 295 on the 52-week high, so they're right there. They're actually doing very well, unlike a lot of companies that are still down during the summer doldrums. $1.20 on the 52-week low, so you got a lot of happy shareholders. Today, they're down 2.5%. Maybe one of those buy the rumor, sell the news, but nothing too significant. 2.5% in the middle of July. The resource space, that's not bad, and you can handle that. And finally here, I've got Excelsior Mining Corp, TSX Venture, MIN, for our friends in the U.S., EXM, GF, for our friends in Germany, 3XS on Frankfurt. They're announcing that they reported an indicated resource of 3.2 billion pounds of oxide copper. The company says, quote, a significant increase to the mineral resource estimate at the North Star deposit. The oxide copper mineral resource increased from 2.86 billion pounds in the inferred category, and I like this, to an indicated copper resource of 3.2 billion pounds, and they tacked on some additional inferred, looks like 0.88 billion pounds. You're talking about 880 million pounds. The North Star deposit, I like this. It's a copper. It's within a copper porphyry belt in southern Arizona. Looks like Steve Twyrold, the president and CEO of Excelsior, also gave us some nice tangible information. We said, we're extremely excited about our updated resource as we not only move the majority of the oxide resource from inferred to the indicated category, but we also significantly increased the global resource, which is the total resource. I agree. I like this news a lot. It sounds great, and especially given the fact that they're in Arizona, I kind of like that as well. This Gunderson copper project is located close to the required infrastructure, and with its in-situ recovery potential is intended for near-term production. I want to get that to you as well. I'm not sure what the company's definition of near-term is, but you're not going to get all the answers here. You're going to get great leads. Go take a look at Excelsior. Call the company. Find out what they mean by near-term production. 52-week trading range, 48 cents where they closed yesterday. 81 on the high, 29 the low. Call that 80-30, and they're trading about 50, so they're a little bit below their 52-week trading the midpoint range of the 52-week trading range. And as of today, 51,700 shares traded, still sitting there 48 and a half cents. But go take a look at this. I like this, and especially if you get near-term production, then you should be taking a closer look. That's a wrap. As always, quality over quantity. If you're watching this on Globe Investor and looking for more great small cap resource companies, then look below me or to the left of me to discover the companies we've covered over the past few days. Otherwise, if you're not already there, get to the front page of AGORACOM, watch the show, take a look at the headlines to my right, and get into our marketplace to discover your next great small cap stock. That's a wrap. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.